Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and welcome to the stream! Don't watch the VOD, like the first 5 seconds was me cutting to this screen to turn my avatar on and then have it appear. I kind of forgot to do that. So, gonna begin with something sensible today. Like actually this one isn't a bit. Made a contentious point yesterday, at like the 2.5 hour mark or whatever it was. It was factually incorrect, and it does not merit revisiting. So, I made a mistake. It won't be revisited. WrestleQuest. Golly, that's loud. Why is that so loud? I'll tell you why that's so loud. Because I went to capture an Overwatch play yesterday. So I boosted the audio to hell. Sorry if that blew anyone's heads off. That is also a mistake. In our last stream, we beat the Mortician. We got the death certificates that we need in order to continue on with our wrestle type quest, and let's go do that. It was okay, no worries. Thank you very much, Zakrai. Hopefully everything is going to be okay volumes wise now. I don't know. I get anxious when I have to tinker around with stuff, you know. You guys again. Look, the rules haven't changed. But we have. Here's 3 death certificates, homie. Read them and weep. Normally it's the next of kin that weeps. But these check out. Alright, my dear dead friends, all aboard. I feel like most of what I have said so far and read so far is a mood Zakrai, but yeah, like and then it's gonna be like 3 hours and a bit before anything reveals itself necessarily. Like, oh man, what's going on? I don't know. Did you always want to be a wrestler? Honestly, no, not always. Don't get me wrong, I love wrestling. It's hard not to in my family. But I also like sharing warm cocoa and conversation with my mom on long, deep, snowy nights. Sometimes I like the news sites and scenes in the towns and the indie circuit more than the actual wrestling. I don't know. Maybe I lack focus. Guess that's how I ended up in the indies, bouncing from match to match, always looking for another ring to slam in. Life on the circuit sounds a lot like being a merc. You must have grit. Living like this, it takes guts. Sure. So is anything worth doing. You can't live your life controlled by fear. For some reason, a whole case of the Great Ace Attorney had the mic way lower than usual. Yeah, it's weird, right? OBS, or, you know, I guess other streaming services do it as well. It's just like, nope, I'm not going to work like that today. Wild. What about you? You always want to be a soldier? Like I had a choice. The writing on the back of my box is pretty clear, lady. I was designed for war. Or at least getting paid to mess stuff up, you know what I mean? Excuse me, my dead friends, but we have arrived. Aw yeah! Clue Mansion should be just ahead. This River of the Dead is beautiful, by the way. Look how serene it is. Oh, if you had crashed after that cutscene, we would just not be doing this today. We'd be going and doing something. We'd just... Islanders stream. Screw it, let's go. We're not doing it. Clue Mansion Courtyard. I like this pulsating soundtrack. It's it reminds me of Frozen Synapse. Ooh, stuff. I want that stuff. That's terrifying! Look, Empirical Woodland, its head! She's just here! Oh, I'm not a fan of that. I could definitely read that word in a hurry. That's probably... Well, do you know what? You can have new gun. And then you can have... Uses talent to calculate damage. Well, you can keep this one because it uses demotivation. Oh, apparently there's a whole stack of these things. But, oh! Oh, I get it. Ghostbusters. Wer willst du anrufen? Who you gonna call? I get it. I get it. And then I think everyone's got all their stuff right now. And now, continue onwards. So, for a bit of context, excuse me, can I get back up there, please? Apparently, I can't. So, bit more context. This is Head, who is a head. And it was carried to the ring by Al Snow, who it spoke to him. It guided him, it comforted it, whatever that lyric goes. The voice is in his head. That cool theme tune. Not one of his. And there was a figure playset from the WWF, as it was at the time. And they apparently got in trouble because it had Head in the box. And oh man, are people going to know that remove head from body? Is that what wrestling is teaching people? So they had to take it out. I believe they replaced it with a chair. Not like that's much better, but you know. I just stole that guy's briefs. I'm not happy about that. I opened this with "Oh, behave, matron, take them away." But then I go and steal some guy's jokes. How very dare I? I don't know if that's an actual thing that happened, by the way. Vince McMahon and the WWF get in trouble for that, or if it was just, man, they want to persecute us, but we're not gonna let them. Continue watching great programming in the Attitude Era. I don't know. A lot of nonsense going on back in the day. Now, I am pretty sure that Nuke has a healing item or healing gimmick, so we should find that out. Motivated, also dead. Yeah, there you go. Field surgery. We can heal up Celine. Celine needs that. And yeah, this should be just a case of fighting these guys, and we win the fight. Incidentally, back talking about the game again. Rin fell asleep. Don't worry about it. We are maybe 10 minutes into actually doing stuff. Oh, that's garbage! Oh, I don't like that. What kind of counterattack has a chance to miss when you counterattack? No, thank you. Well, that's okay. You're here now. This is good. I hope you're home from work. I hope everything's going well. I hope you're ready for a couple more hours of nonsense from me. Just chatting WrestleBollocks. I do like doing that. And anyway, this stream is like an hour earlier than it said it would be on the schedule on my Discord, and I will tell you for why. Basically, my boss calls me into the office, and like, oh no, and he goes, well, everybody in the store has had a 3-day break over Christmas, except for you. So, hey, just take Saturday off. And I'm like, okay, I'll take Saturday off. So, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's my time off now. So I'm able to start this one just a little earlier. Shoot straight in the button, presses high damage neck breaking with chance to inflict weakened. Failed. I'm high noon. Didn't go well. Also, speaking of, ew. Oh, that just hard interrupted what I was doing. Rude. Right, what tag team moves can I do? Freeze the burn on enemy, rapidly press the button, chance to cause weaken. Nothing! I haven't got anything! Ooh, okay. But yes, I'm also gonna start tomorrow's stream a little earlier. Because I can't imagine it's going to be a very long stream anyway. It's talking over what I've done this year. I'm glad you're here, Zarkrai. I've just straight up stolen your idea from last year. I'm just going to do a tier list of everything I played this year. So there you go. He's just had a turn. Let's get some hype. Because Can Nuke heal himself? No, because he is demotivated. I don't believe I have any means to heal him. So we're going to steal something from you, and then just finish him off with Nuke. We're not going to finish him off with Nuke. Dang. But yeah, I figure if I start a little earlier, like half an hour or so, then the stream's not going to go very long, but it will give people enough chance to watch the stream and hang out, and then go do their New Year's Eve stuff. When I say people, I mean me. Ooh, I have Revive. Amazing. Because, yeah, I've been asked... Starnenge is doing something for New Year's. So we're going to go and hang out. And part of that involves me being there, because I'm part of Starnenge. So... starting early means that I finish a little early, which means that I get to the party. So, there you go. That's what we're doing tomorrow. Brought him back with a third health. Level up to get full health. This sprite reminds me of Hotline Miami. Like, specifically this one. Anybody else getting that? Probably not. Even for Hotline Miami, that's far too detailed. But, like... yeah. No, Empirical Woodland's right. I wasn't at the Alamo. I didn't have my poncho. Nothing about that high noon attack worked. Game? Game? Yeah! Right. There you go. Got that to work. That's a pretty good high noon attack. I'm very impressed with that. What can we steal from the Frankenman over here? Is that steal, or did I just deliberately get that wrong and break him? I don't know. Whatever. Let's not question it. It worked. Common misconception. Frankenstein was actually the name of the author. True facts. CPC Game of Knowledge. You can write that down and put it on a post-it note. And put that post-it note in the bin. He has got nothing to steal. He is but a sphere. Not sure what I was going to take, I'll be honest. But there you go. That author was Scott Frank Steiner. Is that actually your boy's name? Because, yeah, break that. Because that would explain where Frankensteiner came from. Like, the move name. I don't believe he got it from the book. He may have got it from Boris Karloff. Let's be fair. And now we know. Oh, I could have used that! I could have used that right now! But instead I got caught. It's fine.
After this, it's time to hit the dusty trail. You'll be settled sore after this!
So, gadget from your utility belt. First, that's mint condition. I don't have any means of healing with Jimmy, so it's actually his actual name is Scott Recksteiner. Well, there you go.
Are you ready for this?
Like how Ric Flair's real name isn't actually too far from Ric Flair. Like, I like that sort of thing. Ooh, good segue. It's the Empirical Woodland. Did you see who is all elite now? It's my boy. They found a worm, and he's on the roster now. His theme tune is also on the roster now. I like that that is a separate entity. Empirical Woodland saw that news and went somewhere. Andy is happy. Probably someone else, but mostly just Andy is happy. I'm gonna give these lads to Celine. I feel like Celine's gonna be the one sticking around. She's the sister of the Bucks. Surely it must be her. Was there another grave up here? There was. Oh, that just takes me back to the start. Okay, cool. There you go. Well, you know what, Empirical Woodland? You're not wrong. Very, very happy. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's a teleporter puzzle. Andy, is there any kind of puzzle that you like? I like P-Cross. Where's my P-Cross RPG? See, I don't know if it's he didn't work out being a fireman, because last I heard he's been doing that for quite a while. It's more like, at a point, I don't think you can do fireman work.
Bring in the action.
Like, it cannot be easy to essentially do any part of what is required to be a fireman. If you are... Like, how old is Scott at this point? And he doesn't seem to be the type of person who'd be like, sure, I'll just do admin. No, he's gonna go, and he's gonna do his dance, and it's gonna be cool. Your uncle did it until he retired at 60. Well, look at that. I have been proven wrong.
Time to get tactical.
I don't have a sarcastic follow-up to that one. I'm genuinely impressed. I healed the wrong person. There you go. That's my rebuttal. Come on, Toy Box Jimmy, you're so close to getting that level. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, in fairness, that's much the same with what my Gramps did. What was he? Where he was... I want to say in his 60s when he retired from being a literal engineer. So that was basically what he had done. Hey, I'm not doubting you, nor the Woodland family, okay? I'm just saying, I couldn't imagine it would be easy. Possibly because I don't know if you've seen me lately. This Peng tuber is like an actual picture of me, round and grey. That's me. Don't worry about it.
This is how we do it in Foxwood.
Oh, Mr. Taylor. Well, yeah, that one is on me.
Time to get tactical.
Although I suppose if you want to look at it the other way, he was a firefighter, but he had previously had several years of just getting beaten up on a semi-regular basis. Like, because as much as I like to talk about Too Cool, they weren't the winning team on most occasions. Maybe put them against Kai and Tai, and my guys are coming out on top. But other than that, they're gonna be like, you'll job to the brood and you'll like it.
After this, it's time to hit the dusty trail. You'll be saddle sore after this.
He's a being on heat, if that's what you mean. That Royal Rumble dad spot's still the best one. I don't care. That and Bob Backlund getting confused and leaving through, like, the audience exit. Just no reason.
It's time to hit the dusty
He didn't take the talent exit. He just went through the crowd and left via the front door. Oh, good times. Yeah, there's a role in my Discord for Wrestle Watchers. People who want to or are potentially looking at getting into that. I believe every Royal Rumble is just up on YouTube. Like, actually, it's on the WWE's channel. This isn't like, hey, you can just go watch Biggles Adventures Through Time. It's on YouTube. Wink. No, it's like, it's actually there in an official capacity. So we were going to do that as a community. We're going to watch through all of the Rumbles and be like, man, Sean did go coast to coast in the shortest and worst. Hey, that's time I say, Raiders. I don't know why the thing isn't showing up. Branwen, what a cool person. Good luck with the wrestling, good luck with everything. Why isn't my shout out working? Oh, there it is. Because I'm impatient is why it's not working. I might could have known.
This is how we do it in Foxwood.
That on that. We like Bronwyn. She's pretty cool. Not entirely convinced that the cat pictures posted by Bronwyn are not Bronwyn in cat form. I'm just saying. I don't believe I've ever seen Bronwyn and cat in the same place at the same time. And she strikes me as the kind of person who would just... I'm just being a cat today. I'm gonna go push stuff off tables. I'm just saying. See, I feel like doing Royal Rumble watch-throughs are a good way to at least familiarize yourself with what's going on or what was going on in wrestling times. Because here's... The match is roughly an hour to an hour and a half. Depends what year you're looking at and who's in it. So it's not like it's a massive time... Bradman, shut up. I'm going for a bit here. I did realize that halfway through saying it. Because every time you do, I say, please tell the cat they are a good cat from me. And you do. But, like... You're probably a druid. That's funnier. To me. But yeah, the Royal Rumble, it's an hour to an hour and a half, so it's not like a massive time commitment. And you get not all of the stars of the day, but here's 30 just personalities. So you get to go, oh, this is, I don't know. For some reason, Daniel Pewter's coming to mind. Like, here is just a dude. Why is he getting beaten up by those other dudes? Well, let me tell you. Mean Gene. And there you go. That's your information. Did I want to go that way? Is there stuff this way? Are you Moon Knight? No, but you're push-aroundable. But yeah, it gives you a little, like, a vertical slice to be able to say, here's what was going on at the time. Here's Here's the people we like. Here's who we don't like. Here's Frankenstein. Good job. Culmination of storylines. That's actually a good way to put it, Brahman, because a lot of the time you will see. And one of the best... Oh, who was it? I want to say it was Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. But there was one where the two were like, sure, we're a team. We'll work together. Until we don't. And that was spectacular storytelling because both of them go for the other. And then they're like, hey, come on. You would. Huh? Here's Hogan cheating when he gets it. That's World War III. Come on now. Oh, I thought he was going to pick up that monster ball down there. And I'm like, none of that. That's not nice.
You'll be saddle sore after this.
So what we're saying is that Hogan's got form, and he just does that repeatedly?
This is how we do it in
You don't say. See, here's why I know that I'm not doing the fights correctly, is because you are not able to do your gimmicks. That's just how I'm playing the game. But it's considered a penalty, so maybe I should think about that. Well, in fairness, Empirical Woodland, that is not strictly a Hogan thing. The podcast that you and I both like very, very much, they like to give out about the rules. And one of the rules is, no, you're out of the match. That person is not eliminated. They can get back in and continue. But yeah, Hogan's pretty bad for doing stuff like that.
This is how we do it in Boxwood.
Empirical Woodland, if we're going to be doing additional watch-alongs, can we watch X7 again? I don't mean as like an educational thing, and I just want to watch X7 again. It's really good. A seatbelt. That's going to be one of you, isn't it? It's not. Oh, they're ragging on your cord. That's just 97 when off. Well, yeah, the refs never caught it. It's like that one that Mr. McMahon won, because what are you gonna do? Rules are rules. He followed the rules, I guess.
You'll be saddle sore after this.
I'm trying to work out what that move is. I want to say it's going to be like an atomic drop, because I feel like that's what Saddle Saw is going to mean in this instance. That attack is fantastic, and I love it. That attack is less good. That just eats hype. I don't like that. Not one bit.
You'll be settled sore after this.
Can I run it back? Probably not. Oh no, I'll tell you what that is. That's the old bounce them on the ring rope thing, isn't it? Ooh. No thanks. Remove defenses for next attack. Applying slams damage to the other significantly and hurts his friends too. Sure, actually no, let's not do that because Nuke still needs his ability to do the salvo attack. Because salvo is great. No, I mean more like the bit when the guy gets caught on the ring rope, so you give it a good shake, and it's like one of the spots that essentially always gets over.
Bring in the action.
I need to turn that into Mug. Like at the minute, that's just generating money for the party, which is fine. You need to generate money for the party sometimes, but
After this, it's time to hit the dusty trail. You'll
I mean,
be settled
maybe I'm just saying that because we're doing it against humanoid opponents, but like, yeah, she looks like she's just bouncing him on the top rope and back to the floor again. Deep fried? Okay. I don't know that I like the sounds of that. Hi. If I stand right here, you're never going to attack me. But let's make it happen. It's fine. These enemies seem to be, like, about where you would expect for them to be, given where we are. Like, it's an RPG trope. You have guys who, like, you neglect the party for a short while and then you have to do a section with them. The Siege of Alexandria comes to mind from Final Fantasy IX. It's one of my favorite sections because it's just like, this is the point when Steiner becomes a good character.
Don't throw that.
Okay! That was pretty great. Oh, that's just the amount of damage that she does anyway. I thought that was like double plus damage because she was like specifically countering. I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to give Nuke the 6-shooter from Celine. Because at this point, I don't think demotivation is really doing a great deal. And... Ooh. I don't think demotivation is doing a great deal. And... Slightly stronger attack is always gonna be my line of thinking when it comes to what I'm gonna do in an RPG fight. Yeah. Oh, that's such a good move! Oh, that's an elixir is what that is. Not quite a mega elixir, but that's great. I'm glad I have that. I should pay attention to that. Wait, no, you can't do that. You can't all do tag team attacks. What's that about? Like, get out of here.
You'll be saddle sore after this.
No! The Empirical Woodland. The rules. They did one tag team attack, and that's fine. You can't then do a second tag team attack. Excuse me. For just a second. Man, I'm getting so angry, I'm choking on feeling unwell. What did I just unlock? I don't actually know. Aha! You look so good, it's spooky. That's just armor. And then I don't have anything else that I can give to you because you are in those. Cool. I'm just gonna keep exploring. Here we go. Underdog mask. Oh, and some spooky shoes. They have two tongues. It's a pretty good shoe joke, I think you'll find. Oh yeah, underdog mask, because you're wearing one. And then that's just a straight upgrade for you. the only appropriate footwear to Monster Mash to. Armor rating that. And it increases your thing. You can have some of those. Oh! After countering, damage reduction increased by 50% for 2 turns. So that's going to go great for Celine, because she specifically has attack to counter. Do you do anything? Nah, you're just spooky and weird. Which is essentially what these monster balls are as a toy. I remember those. I remember them very well. You remember never being allowed one, but
It's time to hit the dusty trail.
I know what they are.
Chop 'em up.
Do you know what I'm surprised hasn't shown up in some capacity? Boglins. Like, if Mad Balls are gonna show up, surely there's gonna be knockoff Boglins in this thing. Especially given how Stephanie Sterling did at least use it as a term to address her audience. So I don't know. Was it made in the UK though? The game? I don't believe it was. Which is probably why. Because I want to say Mad Balls were like a global thing at the very least, where Boglins were very much very similar to Mad Balls, let's be honest. Just this weird, horrible, sticky toy that we had in England. Except I was allowed to collect them. I had pocket Boglins. It was like £1 a piece from the newsagent, and you had to collect them. And I had loads of them, and I built a little fort out of stickle bricks. And then they lived in my nan's garden by the pond. And it was the weirdest pond accessory because, oh yeah, we've got the lily pads, and we've got the little bird bath and frogs and stuff, and Fort Awesome. It's all Dayglow and stuff. That was great. One of the times that we moved, my parents got me a special kind of Boglin, like by way of an apology, and it was one of those little sticky ones that would always return to its original shape, and you could throw it at the wall and it would climb down. You've seen them before. They do like superhero variants, or the muscle man with the little bally bits on the hands and feet. Those guys, it was one of them. So naturally, I try it out, and I throw this thing at the wall, and it crawls its way down. So the entire time we were there, there's just this trail down the wall, because it never came off, of just a Boglin creeping down the wall like a slug. And I don't think my parents were happy about that. Jimmy, why aren't your stats going up? What's the point of leveling you up if your stats are staying low? What am I doing? Exploring for treasure, that's what I'm doing. There you go, let's go off the beaten path. Forget you, Frankenstein. I'm going this way. A Spotlight Halo. Will revive you from KO once per battle, requires good karma. Oh, that's so good! Hell yeah, I'm putting that on! Alright, now we're gonna fight Frankenstein. Let's go. This is the one I was talking about yesterday. This piece of music sounds like something from SmackDown 2 on the PlayStation. I believe the term is butt rock. I could be wrong. Either way, it's pretty good. Your man there just refusing to take damage.
After this, it's time to hit the dusty trail.
Heads up, yo.
I've heard that voice clip a couple times tonight, and it's still good. He's not having any of it. Disintegration. Keep the beam going for more damage. That looks like that's going to be obscene if I can keep that damage going. Like that one luchador bit where it's just mash button, receive damage and health, and it's great. Yeah. This area is very dark. We'll get lost unless we can light it up. Let me find it.
Ah, that hurts.
Oh, so when he said, "Hey, we need to light it up," I thought he meant, wait, no. We found that one, we found the Moon Knight statue, right? Yeah, this guy. So let's put you over here. A dark light shines in the courtyard. One among you will soon die. Kosaka got some tea. Amazing. What's for tea? Or do you mean like drinking tea, not eating tea? Because I'm from New Earth, where it's the same word for both. I don't think it's confusing.
After this, it's time to hit the dusty trail. You'll be saddle sore after this.
What do you call the staff in the school who serve you food? The dinner ladies. So it's dinner. Breakfast, dinner, and tea. Woodland's over there like, oh, I don't think it is. Thank you very much. You use your correct word, CPC gamer.
Hold on to your nuts and bolts.
Ah, pumpkin spice tea. Hell yeah, I'm down for that. Hem.
You'll be saddle sore after this.
It is the season for, like, warm comfort teas. Seriously, why is Jimmy doing the most damage? I feel like that's not right. That boy ain't right. Click! Hello to you too. Welcome on in. Are you assassinating, son? I've been watching that. Click's been playing Assassin's Creed.
This is how we do it in Boxwood.
This is probably a very bad idea. Because if one of you guys counters one time... Nope, we're good. Alright, there we go. I didn't know Jimmy would do that. Okay. Might have to write that down. Yeah, Click, is it dinner or tea? Breakfast, dinner, and tea. That's how it goes, right? You agree with me, don't you? Because you're smart and handsome. And you know these things. Well, you're wrong, Click. I'm just gonna throw that out there. What is the meal that you have like noon on Christmas? You have Christmas dinner. That's what it's called. Here we go. Oh, so I couldn't fudge my way through here even if I wanted to. Christmas lunch, Empirical Woodland, you are making that up. What are you talking about? Christmas lunch. Psh. That's what I say to that. Well, you certainly don't have your lunch at 4 o'clock. That's... Man. Oh. There's just a bunch of bizarre eating habits that I'm learning from my viewers today. Christmas lunch at 4? I don't know, man. Seems wild and improbable to me. Do I use tea bags or leaf tea? Yes, is the answer to that question. Generally speaking, when I say I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea, then it's gonna be a tea bag. However, I have like a single cup teapot with a strainer built into it. So you put the tea leaves in the top, like some, I want to say Lapsang Souchong because that's just the one that comes to mind. And then you put the water in it, and then you can pour it, and you don't have like an entire teapot to wash out. It's just the strainer part that's built into it. But it is very rare that I will go for something that is not like tea bags, because that's just a lot easier, and I tend just to go for builder's tea just as a thing. The baseline to this is The Hand of Science from Anarchy Reigns. What a good piece of music. Not the best on the soundtrack. That would be Here We Go. Editor. Yeah, there you go. I might... It's weird how I'm finding... like... riffs and stuff in this game. I mentioned I like the soundtrack. I looked up the soundtrack. Available only on Spotify. I want this. Give me that! It's fine. It's just a Frankenstein monster. Just need to get it before we get the damage debuff and everything will be fine. And then Toy Box Jimmy, like new, get everyone's health back, just because I'm paranoid. And then you, Salvo. High spots and high spots and high spots and high spots. And look, it worked. Tea bags I'm using are called sachets. It has leaf tea in the bag, and you just add water to it. Cool. I had a partner once send me... It's actually on, looking at stuff in a box with CPC Gamer. I believe it's the one called Evidence from Canada. But, yeah, somebody once sent me some... like selections of tea leaves and make your own tea bags. Gosh, I felt so upper class. What am I putting together? Oh, licorice tea. Put together by my own fair hands. Most things sound upper class if you do it in that accent, I find, but you know what I mean. Oh, I think I shall strike the monster ball on the back row.
Hold on to your nuts and bolts.
Do a great button press for massive damage. I forget where they send their tea from. I want to say David's. Which I don't believe we have anymore. I want to say that was a Canada thing.
You'll be so sore after this.
Yeah, I definitely think that's bouncing somebody off the top rope. The fact that she pulls them over there.
Hold on to your nuts and bolts.
I'm not keen. It's a North American thing. Ah. Well, there you go. Let's try the salvo again. Because one more hit and top guy's going down. There we go. Beep has talked about David's tea before. Oh, well, there you go. Go. Beep Salt is a cool person. Give love to Beep Salt. I want to say they took me once.
Hold on to your nuts and bolts.
Or I could just be making that up. Don't quote me on that. I'm almost certainly wrong. They were last seen playing The Last Door, Season 2. Not quite The Last Door, we found another one. That's always a funny joke. The Last of Us 2. Oops, there were a few more of us. Are they garbage? You bet! I'm thinking about getting some Japanese sencha green tea. So I'm a little biased on this one because what I do with green tea is typically I'll cook with it rather than preparing it and drinking it. it goes very well with something overly sweet, like I traditionally pair it with white chocolate. I do these green tea white chocolate cookies. Oh, they're amazing.
This is how we do it in Boxwood.
Gonna send Empirical Woodland into conniptions by going, I make a really good match of brioche. Just throw in a bucket of raisins as well. Oh man, it's great. And you tear one off the little bundle, and it's fantastic. Do I need to fight any more dudes, do you reckon? Can we sneak on through to the end? I can sneak on through to the end. Am I going to regret this? I don't think so, because I don't think anyone's really close to leveling up. Spooky, isn't it? More nerve-wracking than a cattle drive without a beam fork, I'll tell you that. Have fun, boys. Wait, you leaving? I said I would help you to your destination. But I didn't say anything about getting haunted, eh? Oh. I wanted to keep Celine on my team. Oh, yeah! What will we do with Muchacho Man? I don't remember. Sorry, guys. Lamrock said you might be coming back. This is where your insurrection ends. Oh, yeah! I did the thing with Booker T, and now he's part of the team. And then we turned the lights on. Carry me home. And I guess we're gonna... Oh yeah, that's right. We picked up Meltdown's super ring gear. And now we're gonna go and... I guess... be him. I thought this game would be shortish, but it's a long one. So I looked it up on how long to beat. Game is listed there as being 30 hours. I'm going to guess closer to 40, in part because I'm reading the dialogue and I'm not, like, bolting through the game. So I think we're about halfway through. Does that 30 also include crashes? Good shout, actually. Because... man... The dissidents have returned, you municipalists. They are not welcome. What do they want now? Who cares? Ha! Nothing can get through our wall. Quick, Barbie! Use your scissors! What makes you think I have scissors? You are a teacher, see? Don't you have arts and crafts to please? Not any that can cut through a force field. There's gotta be a way around. Crowley, welcome on in. Hope you're doing alright. Do you know what? I was going to consider updating my 3-month badge and changing it red instead of blue just for December. But then I was like, I don't think I have anyone currently with a 3-month badge. And there it is. Please squint a little bit and pretend that the nightcap your sub badge is wearing is in fact red is a Santaman hat and not a really good sleepy hat. Muchacho Man, what do you do? Because he's got a robot arm! The higher the hype, the higher the damage. Reduces hype to 0. Raises hype by 10! That bird's great. I'm gonna keep that bird forever and ever and ever until I find something better. Yeah, in the previous stream I found a robot arm and I gave it to Muchacho Man, so presumably he's now doing electrical damage. Something, the most electrifying move, etc, etc. Guns in the ring cannot be well. This is professional toy box wrestling, Crowley 9. You can take your standard wrestling rules and throw them in the bin, because that's not how any of this works. Look, that guy's a mech. You can't have a mech in the ring. Quickly scanning the database of things in my head. Have we ever had a mech in the ring? It was Max Moon, I guess. Although he didn't have... He wasn't a mech, he was just... He had a jetpack. Definitely a jetpack. And not a CO2 shooter, and he just jumped. Not that. It was the first thing I said. If normal wrestling... Well, you don't have to pin your opponents. Crawling, what you can do. Things like these guys, we just have to do enough damage to break them. And then they'll fall apart. Oh! Okay! Thanks, Renee Young. Missed that guy up there. There you go. Down you go. Right. With the right storyline, death is only an inconvenience. Revives a KO'd unit with 10% of their hit points. Oh, I hate when RPGs do that. Pick someone up just to knock them back down again. Yeah, see? How are you going to pin that? That's just a bucket of bolts at this point. I do not have anything that can pick up Barbe, so she's just down for now. Let's just do some damage. Oh sure, scan. The most useful spell to use right at the end. Although that doesn't appear to be what scan actually does. He has a soft body now, which is not the soft body that I am familiar with. The less said about that, the better. Let's move on, shall we? Oh, she's just out. Okay. Okay. Can't be picked up with one of those. Can I just tag her out for a little bit? Oh, this isn't gonna go well. Your boy's level 1! Oh no. Well, let's see how this goes, shall we? I probably should have given that to Barbe. What does she have right now? +1 power? Yeah, I should have given her that. Like 5% hit points per turn? I'd take that. Alright. Comet Arm. Zakurai says, I have to head out and grab tea. Have a nice stream, CPC. Well, thank you very much. I will absolutely do that. Tea. The shooting star makes all your wishes come true. May also melt your enemies. Weapon rating, that increases knockback chance by 10%. That's not the shooting star that I associate with wrestle types. But you know what? It's fine. I think of Bork Lazar, who can surprisingly do a really good shooting star press. At the start of the match, oh man, and then Kurt Angle can also do a really good shooting star press, and they're like, no, you are a scrappy little amateur powerhouse. Don't be doing none of that flippy nonsense. And then he just became a beast. Okay. Oh, okay. I've got Osmose. That's a really useful skill to have. Do you know what? I brought that upon myself by bringing him into this fight in the first place. But he'll be fine. We just need to take down this guy and pin him, and we get a lot of experience points on Rad Card, and maybe he can get some levels. Right. Level 1. What was that, level 3 is now? Yeah. Still not super great. But like... more alive than Barbe currently. How do we pick her up if she's just completely KO'd? Good question. I was gonna say, she still has all of her stuff, doesn't she? Yes, she does. So you can have that. I'm thinking to myself, do I have anything that boosts hit points that I can give to her, and then suddenly she's able to stand up again because she got like a boost of hit points? I don't think the game's gonna let me do that, is it? Nope. What a letdown. Alright, what else have I got for you that is better than that? Nothing. Cool. Well. What I might do is go find the hospital, which unfortunately does require, like, running back to the... not world map, but, like, the junction map. We'll see how this fight goes. Do I have... I don't have... it's the other guys have got, because Sergeant Slaughter has the special move, back on your feet, and that's an order. Like, if I could do that, and just yell at her until she is better again, that'd be fairly worthwhile. Unfortunately, I can do no such thing. Although, honestly, this cool arm... appropriately, it's doing a lot of heavy lifting. I approve. Look at all the hype it's getting me! Alright, there you go. That should let her back up again. And so it did. Hey, what's up? I know I've brought that up before, and I'm going to do it time and time again as I go through this game. That is one of the most useful things that this game does. Level up, have an elixir. Because this game's tough, and we know that. Right, home ec class, electrical damage.
Domination is the only way to run a class.
Sin, welcome on in. Yeah, WrestleQuest. It's an RPG all about wrestlings. Look at this legally distinct character. He's the Muchacho Man. Yeah. And, the Brooder with 36-inch cobras. Legally distinct is what that is. So you can't sue.
Domination is the only way to run a classroom.
Paint? Do you know what? Yeah, actually, it figures that paint would be involved in this. Yeah. Well, Sin, you may want to... Hey, Barbie! Ready for Phase 3? Phase 3? I thought we were in Phase 2. Expect the unexpected in the Kingdom of Spice. Oh, are we gonna drop on him from above? What? I thought those windows were plastic, not glass. Your taste in translucent materials is once again your downfall, dope. Mayor Mark, your reign of terror is at an end. If you want it to be. What are you talking about? This. Cast off your municipal mask. Put on the mask you was made to wear. You want me out of your city? Come meet me at the Surge Dome. Come on, amigos. Oh, I feel like this is a trap. Sir, shall I send the guards after them? No. Let them go. And then cancel my appointments. I feel like that's going to be a trap. The game's going to give me this cool, like, sizzling electrical weapon that does boatloads of damage. And then Mayor Mark is just going to be immune to electrical damage. Things are heating up across the toy room. Chacho Man has challenged the mayor of Warpmark Junction. An exciting feud is developing between the Honest Bucks and Grad School. Don't forget Toy Bucks Jimmy and Nuke are hot on the trail of Vanetta, a minivan with a major mystery. Let's see what happens next. Bang! See, that's how they know that the guys aren't fully on board with it being DDP. You gotta yell bang a lot. Wow. Never thought I'd see a B-horror movie crossed with Lucha Libre. Did you see the pod where he did that sidewalk slam on Cthulhuid? Amazing! Ha! Imagine seeing it in person. What? Silver Halo was a real wrestler? See, a true legend, a true hero, someone the kids can look up to.
Come along, honey. Help me tuck in the kids. Be with them now.
Guest appearance from Zarkrai Lady Voice. Cool stuff. Sorry about the raid yesterday. Honestly, I appreciate you saying that. Twitch just do be like that sometimes. Don't worry about a thing. I'm sorry, my wife. I must pay my respects to our town's lucha ancestors and ask for their intercession. The Order of the Plasticarians placed a riddle here to protect the graves. I have to light all the lamps in each section to remove the barrier. Sakurai, you heard nothing. That wasn't copyright infringement. There's no follow-up. You just didn't. The game has lots of these cool bells, but they don't seem to be doing anything. Oh, what? Alright, here's number 2. Where's number 3? Number 3 is over here. Yeah! Jose de las Campanas. Jose de las Campanas, who fought to restore the Monasterio bells. Please cheer for me. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no reason we can't do it backwards. There we go. Man, you just had that fire emote pre-planned. Big fan. Senor Secreto, who took a hat from each luchador he defeated. Please, cheer for me. I don't know why, but I think that's a fantastic gimmick. I defeat you, I take your hat. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really unclear. I would not have thought you could walk over those candles. 5, 6, 7. Oh, but there's 9. Let's see how this goes, shall we? Better than we had thought. Ray Vela, patron of Walk-On VFX. Please cheer for me. The fact that everyone is called Ray. I think that's great. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know anyone else was here. Please don't let me disturb you, Senor Luchador. I was just coming to pay my respects to these wrestlers. Really? Say, I know you. You're Scorching Ray from the lower cards. How long have you been wrestling? For a few years now. But I have loved wrestling all my life. As a boy, I looked up to the luchadores and luchadoras I saw in the ring each week. And I have fond memories of watching Halo de Plata films with my father. He thought it was important for me to have good heroes. But here I am disturbing you. Please, enjoy your evening. Did I get the pieces required? No, I didn't. Oh, that's right, because I'm guessing Luchador doesn't have any of the crafting items in his inventory. That's part of probably Muchacho Man. Okay. I really want to make the ray gun. I want to fire it and shoot tiny guys out from under the ring, and it goes booyaka every single time. I will find it most amusing. We make masks to support our community here, and also to contribute to the wrestlers that support the town. Well, cool. I think I've been in there. I'm keeping an eye out for treasure chests. Can't seem to find any right now. So let's follow the quest marker and go where I'm supposed to be going. How about? Yeah. Who are you? I came here to watch some LCW matches. They're insane. Thanks, Hideo. Thank you for keeping it to one line of dialogue. See, that's what I was thinking, Crawling Eye, but, like, that wasn't nearly verbose enough to be Mr. Kajumbo. Sirs, I have reached a decision. We should give the title to Scorching Ray. Interesting. No. Scorching Ray? What is this name that rudely enters my ears? That's not a name I've heard in chant or song. Then you haven't been listening. He's a new star. Not quite a babyface. His wrestling skill is sound, and the crowds love him. Scorching Ray has new fans every day. Sir, it would be my honor to help put him over. Let him get himself over. Senor Ramon, we won't declare this mystery Ray the champion out of nowhere. Where is the build-up? Where is the artistry? Where is the storyline? You'll be throwing away an entire season of work, of drama between the Chinampo champ and Luchador. I'm sorry, Luchador. The Chinampo champ is right. We have to keep pushing the popularity of the LCW to avoid getting swallowed up like some of the other promotions. We can't take risks right now. The LCW Championship is in this room, or it is in no one. I'll be happy to support either of you, but I know it is a hefty decision. I will leave it to you to decide. I mean, Fausto's not wrong. You're not gonna have just some mid-card dude show up and is immediately the champion. That'd be really bad for business. And yes, actually, Luchador's the popular one. Everyone's talking about how great Luchador is. Where's the tension between the... You get the belt stolen and you have to win it back? I can almost taste the title belt, Chinampo. It will be ours, I swear it. I feel like Suda would be a much better fit for this game. Although, were you here when I played Fatal Frame 4? And when I went, oh, he was one of the directors on Fatal Frame 4? That was... What? I've just noticed this. Is that Loach anatomically correct? Does she have 2 sets of jiggle physics? Because that's... Someone's into that. Thanks, the artist. So, how did it go? My wife. I am sorry. Senor Ramon would not agree to my suggestion.
I see. So then Fero Fausto will be the champion.
No. Luchador, wait, please.
You love that ring more than you love me.
How could you say that? How could you even think that?
Where are you? Where are you every day and every night? Not here, not with me, not with your family. You're out there with your squared circle mistress.
How dare you? Everything I do, everything in that ring, I do it for you. I do it for this family. Every day, every match, every slam, every near-death jump over the top rope, I do it for you.
Bah! You can't lie to yourself. You can lie to yourself, but not to me, Luchador. You do it for the glory, for the honor. That is your true love. That is your true mistress.
We have stoneballed on an actual telenovela right now, and I am on the edge of my seat. No bueno. And then there's like a guitar strum, and away you go. Head to the mine for the championship. Oh, I reckon this is going to be a match that you can either win or lose, and then depending on if you win or lose, that's where the storyline goes. Let's save our game and go find out. Also, yeah, Crowley, you're right. But, like, if that is how they had rendered Luchadora, that wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment decision. Someone decided to do that. Someone figured, do you know what's going to make this fish look absolutely tip-top? Another set. I thought that soft body joke, I just slip it under the radar and nobody noticed. But there it is. Welcome to Luchador Championship Wrestling's High Flying Championship. This match is set for one ring out. The first to leave the ring and touch the ground is the loser, and he who remains is the LCW champion. Okay. It will be non-stop high-stakes, high-flying action here at LCW, and it all starts in just a moment. Yeah, see, this is the kind of music we needed over the previous... drama! Hello, Luchador. Have you made your decision? Just give me a good standoff. Magnificent, Luchador. Do not worry, the belt will be in good hands with me. Don't you mean honest who's with the Chinampo champ? What? Oh, yes, of course. He is quite ready to serve the LCW. Thank you for that, Chinampo champ. Boys, I'll see you in the ring. I'll be in the back trying to find a consistent voice. You won't regret this, my friend. You know, I've been thinking about contingencies. What do you mean? Something my mentor mentioned to me. Listen. Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, standing at 3.75 inches tall, he's the Benthic Terror, your champion, the Luchador! And his opponent, standing at 5 inches tall, weighing in at 17 ounces, the Chinampo champ. Can you call him the Chinampo champ if he's not actually got a belt? I don't believe that you can. We are excited to be here for an opportunity to place the LCW Championship in the proper hands. Strong hands, capable hands, dedicated hands, hands I want on my face at night. What? Nothing. May he who wants it most win. Don't look behind you, crowd. There's one of those water dragons. They will eat you for breakfast. They almost did with me. Oh my god, survived 2 turns? Psst, Luchador, just follow the cues. We will guide you through this, your most memorable match. This is a pretty good, like, flamenco beat to study to. It's not quite what I was going to have picked for it, but we will see what I wish to do. Here's the beef. Beef! Use a gimmick against the Chinampo champ. Against. So, is it hot in here? Because that one heals me, damages him. Bounce back into the ring. So I guess at some point, possibly now, I'm just gonna get launched out. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't throw this guy out the ring because his manager's just gonna pull him back in. So I don't have any gimmick for, like, the match, do I? Yeah, prepare for tag, pin. Weird, okay. So how would I bounce back into the ring? Because I feel like... Oh, there you go! Okay. Break out of a submission attempt. Why would you attempt a submission maneuver in an over-the-top rope? But... I don't think Chinampo Champ knows how booking works. And surely a submission attempt, that's going to be something that comes from the enemies, not from me. Just do the move. Ah! No! Well, guess what? Guess what? I'm not gonna load that. Because if I do, all my stuff breaks. I'm just going to load it, like, load it. There you go. It's fine. I'm just on the way to the end anyway. And, everything will be grand. Don't mind me, while with this one hand over here, I just click around with one of my hands, and I find something. Yeah, there you go. One of those. I'm going somewhere with this. Don't worry about it. You'd better not crash. This game will absolutely not want me to win if that's what it's gonna do. Just, you get to where you need to go, and I'm just gonna break. There we go. Good. I still have all my cool stuff. Alright, this we have seen. Over the top rope battle royale. There's Taz hiding in the audience. Don't pay any attention to him. But I digress. Right, this is the bit that we've seen. And then, there we go. He's been thinking about contingencies. Here's the plan. Here's the plan. Let's go. This is the only problem I've... Well, okay, the crashing's kind of bad. This is the only major problem I've had with the game so far, is like, if I need to skip through a section, game does not make it easy to skip through a section, does it? No, it doesn't. So, what I'm gonna do right about now is, I'm gonna skip through this, survive 2 turns. Yeah, that's just do the thing. And then, see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fade that down. And then I'm going to fade this one in. Because why wouldn't I fade this in? Because, man, what a great piece of music. How hype was I when this showed up on the soundtrack to that game we don't talk about? And yet I talk about it quite a lot. Let's see how, oh, this is the copyright police! No! Let's see how long this goes with, like, does it loop properly? Because the MP3, it cuts off abruptly. Actually, I say that. Oh, you are parked directly outside, aren't you? Oh, no. I might have to go shortly, because those blue flashing lights sure are parked outside. Keep your prayers out for that doorbell, Andy. Everything will be fine. Crowley 9, you don't know. You don't know where I'll be. Yeah, I'm just gonna taunt. That's fine. I don't think it's getting swatted in Perico Woodland. I think it's just... the area where I live is garbage. Break out of the submission attempt. Okay. This is gonna be the point when we need to wait. Like, this guy needs to make his move. Well, so let's see, how can I put this in like the least litigious way? Is this gonna be it? This is gonna be it! Okay, okay! We did it, everyone! The storyline can continue! Used to be that the police would fairly frequently show up because the guy living in flat 2 was in a fair amount of trouble. Ah! That I don't believe I'm at liberty to discuss the specifics of. But, like, yeah, they'd show up a lot, and, I'd be like, nope, never heard of him. I don't know who this guy is. Alright, come on, Lochidor, you can do it! That's really cool, actually. The fact that I took damage from a chair shot. Yes, suffer for it, Lochidor. Suffer for the title you no longer have. Suffer for it as I have suffered in your family's shadow. Suffer as I take it from you as I become the champion. Oh! You see? That was a storyline loss. That one doesn't count. That was a piece of music called The Royal Servant. It's absolutely fantastic. What? This was not part of the plan. This is a contingency plan, my friend. Lochidor, what was that? I like that they include the Spanish punctuation for this character. That's great. Yes, it was devious. It was duplicitous. It was amazing. Some of the best high-flying storytelling our promotion has seen for ages. Enough! Lochidor, you broke our agreement. Does this mean you intend to retain the title? As a cheater? I admit that it was not a clean win. That is why the champion will be... nobody. What? What? It's like you said, Senor Roman. The LCW champion is in this room, or it is no one. Well, we chose no one. But what does this mean for the LCW and the world tour of the Toy Room Feral Fausto organized? That's simple. I intend to double it. Think about it, Senor Roman. I will vacate the title and insinuate that Scorching Ray is a true winner for saving me. Feral Fausto will argue that Chinampo Champ is the proper champion, since I technically cheated. And then both luchadors will tour the Toy Room, not only advertising for the LCW, but hyping up the next season as well. That is brilliant! Wow! Here, you've definitely earned this. $1,235. You couldn't... one too many. I must say I am impressed, Lochidor. That was some elite level planning. That was a reference. That was a reference to Matt And the other one... They're interchangeable, I don't care. Thank you for saving me out there, Scorching Ray. Sir, thank you for the chance to represent the LCW. It is a great opportunity, my friend. Don't waste it. And don't lose your way. Remember, the world needs heroes. I understand, sir. Thank you. Make me proud. Not quite a dusty finish, but for all intents and purposes, that's a dusty finish. Brink, your idea, it was perfect. It even satisfied Feral Fausto. Happy it helps, sir. I've learned that there can always be a contingency. So, what now? Well, we've got to continue our feud with grad school, eh? And I've got to see a special person. Or should I say special people? I'm honestly amazed they didn't bring up that it is quite dusty out here. You're right. But, you know, we did.
Mi familia, mi esposa. I don't understand. What happened out there in the ring?
I've got plenty of time to explain it to you. This is... So this storyline is flicking around a lot more than I thought it would be. Particularly now that we've got all three, like, team members kicking around. I don't know. Wow, what's wrong with this place? The walls are weird. Nah, that's just the way old Mr. Leclue had the place designed. He's something of an eccentric board game enthusiast. Whoa there, this is a crime scene. You can't just waltz in here like a couple of balloons. Crime scene? What are you talking about? A minivan killed its father and sister. So... other minivans? No, you dingbat. Vanetta killed her father, Mr. Leclue, and her sister. Secret Carmine. Yes! 3 traumatic chords! Oh, I'm so happy! Oh, unless you hear the Dust of Prince, you better beat it. Easy, we totally belong here. We're Vanetta's legal counsel. We'd like to have a word with our client. Leaping lawyers! Is that allowed? You wouldn't dare deny our right under the Oswald agreement, would you? What? Me? No, go on ahead, your justices. She's in the hallway, through the door at the top. Hey, Private, what's the Oswald agreement? Who knows? I made it up. Look, you spend enough time getting barked at by attorneys, you pick up a thing or two. Oh, it is! It's just Cluedo! I love it! James, what in blazes are you doing here? Saving your trunk, if I can. James, Thank you, I'm touched. But the situation is rather bad. They think I killed Mr. Leclue and Secret Carmine, my father and sister. Playing cards to your family? My adoptive ones, yes. I was looking for my sister when I stumbled upon my father's body, and those brigands, Bruton and Gaster, burst into the room. They accused me of killing him, and chased me out. That's when I ran to Boxwood. James, you have to find the real murderer. And my sister. I think she may know something. Talk to Nanny White, in the kitchen. She should help. Yes! Right, alright, hang on. Fact-checking time. Cluedo board. Inaccurate. The kitchen is southeast. But it is in the corner, so I guess it gets points for that. Oh, now where are the secret passageways? It's the. Oh yeah, it's all 4 corner ones, isn't it? So it's the kitchen, I know the conservatory has one from that amazing 90s Windows game. Probably the billiards room. Oh, it's horrible. Just look at this kitchen. If you ask me, it's just more evidence that Vanetta is innocent. There's no way she would make such a mess. What can you tell me of the family? Mr. Leclue was an odd duck, but a devoted father. He loved both his daughters. Secret Carmine, Vanetta's sister, was always hiding places. That's why we call her Secret. Were you here when Mr. Leclue was murdered? Anything you want to tell us? Yes, I was here. I remember hearing loud revving sounds. Like an engine. But I don't think it was Vanetta. She couldn't have. Thanks. Where were the playing cards bumped off? In the study, at the other corner of the house. But the police have the area sealed off. We've got to get in there. I know. Try talking to Pastor Moss. He might be able to help. He's in the gallery, in the center of the house. Also inaccurate. The center tile in Cluedo is the stairway where Professor Body was found. Alternately known as Dr. Black. Also, hi. They took out Mrs. White from Cluedo. I guess because we don't really need maids anymore, and they replaced it with Dr. Orchid. And then when people were like, but we want Mrs. White. Please bring back Mrs. White. They did. So now, Cluedo is advertised as including the ghost of Mrs. White. Which, like, if you're gonna bring back any character as a ghost, maybe the victim. So you'd be like, hey, Professor Body, who went and done it? And he'd just tell you. And there you go. Just a thought. Hey, Padre, aren't you a little late for last rites? Mr. Leclue was a good friend of mine. I'd like to be on hand to help if I can. And to see that everything is resolved appropriately. Do you think it's true? Do you think Vanetta is capable of a double homicide? It seems as unlikely as the sun going dark. Then again, even that doesn't seem unlikely when you've seen an eclipse. Danny White said you could help us get into the study. Like to see the crime scene? Yes. This house is quite old. It has many secret passages, built to protect and hide people like me from aggressors. Mr. Leclue told me about some of them. There's a passage through its chimney in the lounge into the study. Just let my eyes drift over to the left again. The lounge and the study. They do have secret passageways, but not to one another. Incidentally, yeah, the game I'm thinking of, it was from, like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's on Windows 95. It's called Murder at Body Mansion. Yeah, Cluedo, Murder at Body Mansion. It's a really good game. Mainly with the soundtrack, because it sounds like it should just be playing in black and white through a smoky hallway. And like, yes, this is pretty good. Alright. This battlefield looks like Red Dice Hill. I'm going to take this. Oh, I'm going to keep hold of that. I want to give that to Muchacho Man. Give him some chainmail. Hold on, don't I know you? You're Colonel Lemon, aren't you? From the Battle of the Glory Fields? Oh, yes, I did fight in other battles, you know. History and you seem to have forgotten that. This is insane. Your portrait is hanging up in the Vinyl Corporation boardroom. Vinyl Corp? You're a hired bullet? Mercenary scum, I never liked seeing you on the battlefield, any more than I did seeing Mr. Leclue. You fought with Mr. Leclue? With, beside, against, who remembers anymore? All I know is that I'm glad the old fool is dead, though I wish I could have been here for it. So that guy definitely did it. He certainly sounds guilty, but I doubt it. Old warlord like him has too much honor in his veins to sneak around and stab someone in the back. Or the type to challenge him to a duel. With cutlasses. What happened between those guys? words just appear all at once. That's cool. Mr. Leclue was a military commander once upon a time. He led a particularly dicey campaign in the glory fields, the Battle of Red Dice Hill. The official version is that Lieutenant Leclue made a costly blunder. What I hear, he led a charge himself. It was dangerous, but he saved his unit. Either way, Colonel Lemon took over the command for the maneuver, much to the detriment of his friendship with Leclue. I feel like that should not have been a line delivered by Jimmy. I don't think your boy has a great deal of knowledge about military maneuvers. Alright, who else is in this house? I'm exploring now. I don't care. Where, Ms. You're the police officer. I don't care. So who have we got? We've got Scarlet, Peacock, Plum. We found white, green, mustard. I think that's all of them. Oh, and Wadsworth the butler. We gotta find Tim Curry. I don't like that this neon light is illuminating outside the room. Ah, this is just... That's just a room that exists. Okay. I'm also liking these knockoff versions of paintings. Like, that's clearly Starry Night. That's clearly the girl with the pearl earring. I do like it. Come on, we can crawl under the desk here. You want to go in the chimney? Do I look like fire fodder? Yes. Well, the place is dark because it's probably haunted. So this is where it happened. Something's off here. What do you mean? I've seen a lot of toy juice on the outside instead of the inside, Jimmy. Hey man, now is no time for a conversation about your Not that dumb. Oh! Not that dummy. I'm talking about the evidence soaking into the carpet. They say 2 playing cards were iced here? No way, that's not enough. So there was only 1 person killed? How did they find the bodies then? Let's head back. And then, Murder at Body Manor. There's stuff in each room that you can tinker around with. So, like the conservatory, I think there's a monkey in there. And there's a parrot. And you can make the parrot talk if you want. Nook. I'm ugly, not deaf, Jimmy. I can hear you just fine, no need to yell. I think I'm stuck. No, I refuse to participate. I don't think the chimney cares, Nook. Wait, someone's coming. Be quiet. What wouldn't wait, woman? Those newcomers, those snoopers skulking around, who are they? Visitors of Veneta, here to vindicate her, I venture. Do you think they'll figure it out? I'm worried about your little ruse. The dead decoy? The inanimate imposter? Yet will fool those fiends. It better. Where did you get it, anyway? I built the body from broken bits. Benefit of being a bone saw, like me. Bone saw! Did you hear that? That alliteration! Again, ugly, not deaf. It sounds like we've got some secret ops at work here, Jimmy. It sounds like they brought in another body and spoofed the murder. That means... Secret Carmine must be alive. Oh man, we gotta go see Veneta. What are my findings? I was breaking into the crime scene and I kinda overheard it. Does that count? That counts. It's all right here in the living. It's all right here in the living will Mr. Leclue made before he died. Socialite Sapphire found it. Let's read it. I, Mr. Leclue, being of sound mind and cardstock, do hereby bequeath all of my worldly assets and possessions to my true-blood daughter, Secret Carmine, my single true heir. In the event that she is unable to receive these assets and possessions, they shall be transferred to socialite Sapphire, whom I have always loved. Sincerely, Mr. Leclue. Lies! Dad always said part of his fortune was going to Project D12. Project D12? That fund to help underused toys enter wrestling-related careers? What a guy! I'm afraid you're mistaken, Vanetta. Of course, some degree of mental imbalance is expected considering what you did. Oh, at least the deceitful daughter is detained by the department defenders and detectives. Those deceivers! We've got other news, Vanny. I think your sister is alive. Oh, thank the Maker! James, you must find her. She's the only one that can help. Pastor Moss did say this house had lots of hidden passages. And Secret Carmine likes to hide. She also likes to swim, if that's any help. I thought cards weren't supposed to get wet. Looks like in a number of countries that game was renamed Clue, Murder at Blackwell Grange. What's up with that? I mean, I think it's... I know that occasionally the game is rebranded. Primarily Clue versus Cluedo, because Latin puns. Am I right, fellas? I didn't know that it was renamed alternately, like Body Mansion or Body Manor and Blackwell Grange. I think because there was a point when... I could be mistaken. I might have just been always mistaken in this. I'm fairly sure that the victim was Dr. Black. I'm sure that that's who that was. And then later on it was changed to Mr. Body. 2Ds. Because that way there's no implications. But, like, I don't know. Why would they change that? There's gotta be a secret entrance in here somewhere. I should check the walls. Is it right here? Look at this glowy box behind the wall. You can get in there, Jimmy. This is where exterior collisions comes in. Yeah, see? I'm gonna find a gap in your nav mesh game. Get dunked on. Aha! The basement! Secret Carmine might be down here. Let's search around. It was pretty cool, actually, because was it the loading screen or the installation screen? I think it was the installation screen for that particular Cluedo game. It showed all the different loading screens / advertisements for that particular game in the various countries. So you got to... And I don't know, it's just really interesting to see localization, because generally they don't show you that sort of stuff. Stuff is localized for your specific market, and you don't get to see the other bits. But this one, it's like, nah. You want to see the German loading screen? Here's the German loading screen. You want to see the Spanish loading screen? Here's a Spanish loading screen. You know what? I'm gonna keep my Ghostbuster jammies on, because I feel like I should be able to turn this portion of wall. Do you see that? Do you see how it's animated differently from the other ones? Like in the old-timey cartoons? I feel like it's like that. But yeah, no, not only you don't get to see localization, but in this case, it just... Here it is. Here's what the game is like all over the world. You don't get to see most of this because you're in the United Kingdom. So that's what you get to see. I thought it was kind of cool. Man, I am not earning enough EXP to justify loading in and out of these fights. Do the Earthbound thing, nerd! The Earthbound thing was great. I need a double table spot token to slam to this table. Bring in New Jack. On second thoughts, maybe don't. Like, some degree of fault has to lie with the person getting into the ring with New Jack, because dear God, why would you ever get into the ring with New Jack? But most of it is going to come down to him, which is being a murderer. Attempted. Though I'll be honest, I believe succeeded. Well, now you say this, Empirical Woodland. I don't believe New Jack is gonna be in this. I will fear for my life if your man shows up in this game. Let me tell you. No, thank you. A haunted spanner. Good job. You. Vibing status. And also it's just stronger. Good times. I'm trying to think of a good spanner joke. I don't have one. Crowley 9 may not know. So, are you telling me this dial, this obvious dial right here, doesn't turn around one of these walls and like this opens up and it's a secret room and then that's where treasure chest number 4 is? Because that's what that looks like. But the game doesn't want me to interact with it. And usually it's really good with interactables, unlike hype. But, yeah, there you go. Crowley 9 may not know. New Jack was a wrestler. I say wrestler, he mostly just, like, stabbed people. That's about it. He'll just kill you. He'd try and kill you. Egad, you with them! Don't hurt me! Better go fish again, Carmine. We're not here to hurt you. But we do know why you're playing solitaire out here. You do? You were attacked, weren't you? Back at Clue Mansion? What happened? Oh, it was dreadful. Those thugs that belonged to Socialite Sapphire, Bruton, and Gas, that killed my father and attacked me. I saw everything. So why didn't you tell somebody? She didn't? No! And what good would that do? You have no idea what it's like. Being so scared, feeling so small, so out of control of your own fate. Just leave me be. At least I'll be safe here. No. Pardon me? You're wrong. I do know what it's like to feel like that. And I also know what it feels like to do nothing about it. It's like this, lady. You can't let fear control you. If you did, sooner or later you start wondering about how things would have been. If you took your shot. If you just did what you knew was right. You scared now? Try hating yourself instead. For not doing the things you should have done. It's just too much to bear. Look, your sister is about to take the fall for your father's death. Vanetta? She's being blamed? And they'll impound her for sure, unless you make a stand. Now's the time to put fear back in the deck. Cowardice is no way to live life. Take it from me. I ought to know. Okay, I'll do it. Just tell me how I can help. It's a cinch. Let me explain. Now, let's go have a conversation with Inspector Munch. But don't make the accusation unless you have all the cards, because then you know, and the game is over. In the official rules for Cluedo, it says that if you make the accusation and the murderer was you, then you don't actually accuse the murderer, you slip away unnoticed with the evidence and get away with the perfect crime. And that's how the game justifies potentially finding out that it was you all along. There's got to be something going on with those red dials. I'm sure of it. But we'll find out on another day. Seriously, why is this here? Don't draw attention to this if we're not doing anything with it. It makes my game brain go, ah, clearly that's a mini game. Oh man, this is a lot of voices. Alright, listen up. Those lawyers here have invoked the Oswald Agreement to come to their client's defense. Who did it? We've conducted our lawyerings. We could say beyond a shadow of a doubt that the real killer is... It was me! All along! Son of a bitch! It was Doc Ock and Socialite Sapphire in the study with the Bruton and Gaster. Doc Ock and Socialite Sapphire in the study with the Bruton and Gaster. Yes! Asinine accusations. Don't be absurd, child. What possible proof could you have? Wait! I can prove Socialite Sapphire and Doc Ock orchestrated the whole thing. Was that a second round of 3 dramatic chords? Or was it just pitch altered? I don't know. Oh, it's you! You're alive! Yes, and thanks to Jimmy, I'm ready to start living again. Inspector Munch, these men killed my father. Socialite Sapphire had them do it, so she could use that fake will of hers to get Dad's money. And when they failed to bump me off too, Doc Ock had supplied a dummy corpse to fake my death. Looks like we're stuck between a rock. We're stuck between a rock and a card place. This entry-level henching right here. Just get your puns straight. I just thought of that. And they're guilty of misused verbal expressions. Man, if Bob Bay were here. Sapphire, Doc, looks like you're on your own. Time to cut our way out. Rockin' a card place. Forget it. Alright.
Say goodnight.
That looks to be a standard item, so I don't know if I'm going to want to keep having that. But I'm definitely going to see what your friend has. Oh, no. Oh, no. Just do no damage to those guys. That is absolutely fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to steal from Top Man. see what he's got. And then I want to see if Nuke can use... Oh, that was the same item. See if Nuke can use the laser beam. What was the laser beam button? Anyone? I don't remember. Oh no. Well, it's fine. Time to cut the deck. Time to deal out. A variety of card puns have we. And yeah, we don't have any management. We don't have any real gimmicks that we can do here. So let's just hit him with a haunted wrench. This is going to turn into that Game of Thrones bit, isn't it, Crowley 9? But that guy got decapitated, and all my friends were making really amazing head puns, and I'm just there getting angrier and angrier because I couldn't do it. Yeah, okay. Looks like all I really can do with this guy is hit him with the wrench, because I don't know. It's not like he has any attacks, really. Let's get ourselves healed up. Do you know what we could probably do, actually, is... I know we can prepare for a tag team. I forget what specifically Jimmy and Nuke can do. But there's got to be something. Also, why isn't Vanetta joining in? Makes the button presses to remove all targets. Oh, match the button presses. Okay. Damage the target significantly and hurts friends too. Alright.
Can I get an assist?
Tag team time! You. Alright, that's pretty great. Just tombstone pile driver onto a landmine. Yeah, that'll do some damage.
Say goodnight.
Oh, that did damage as well. That's kind of useful to know. Might have to make a point of continuing to do that. Pure FCW. I was thinking CZW, but I mean... The alphabet soup is... There's a lot of them.
I'll chop you up.
Oh yeah, there you go. The FMW. I believe it is pronounced ECW.
This is how we do it in Boxwood.
It's the exploding barbed wire death match, except good. Saw a good video on that today, actually. They Well, all right then. Can I steal from you now? Somebody took Jim Cornette and Brian Last's rundown of the exploding barbed wire death match from AEW, but like synced it up to the match, so whenever they went, oh, and then such and such happened, you got to see it happen. I need to stop this guy from doing that. How do I do that? Crowley, those DVDs failed me when I was younger. You wouldn't steal a car, they said. Apparently I would. And I would do so without remorse. I need it for the collect all cars achievement. Man, I remember doing a lot of that in LA Noire. There's an achievement for like driving every car in that game, but I didn't really take the GTA thing with that game, so what I would do is I'd find the car like parked up somewhere, sit in the driver's seat, and then the game would go, you have unlocked this car, and then I'd get out and run away again. Quickly, Jimmy, strip him for parts! Oh, psychological warfare. I love it. Turns out piracy is not theft. Making unauthorized copies is a completely different part of the criminal code. My favorite thing with the you wouldn't download a car thing is they totally stole somebody's music for it. Like, just straight up. And they got called on it immediately. It was great. Looks like the deck is pretty stacked against you, cards. Get 'em, boys! Oh, the deck is stacked. That was such a good one. Excellent work, your lordships. With the real killer out of the way, Veneta is free to go. James, you've done it! Yeah, James. Good job. This is incredible. You searched my house high and low, fought through perilous odds, and even found my missing sister, all to save me? Well, yeah. I mean, I couldn't let them take you away. I gotta say, Jimmy, you really went Bravo Zulu here. Above and beyond what some punk chop shop mechanic would do. So what's your next mission? It felt good to take matters into my own hands, to get stuff done, to stop living in fear, and letting everything else dictate my fate. I think it's time to reassess our elephant problem. And you know, I know, just who can help. Where will you go? To Malibu Heights. There's a muchacho and a very non-medical doctor I gotta apologize to. I thank you again, James. Did we miss any rooms? I want to see what other rooms we got. It means well done. Ah, there you go. Didn't know that. Does this game include any Pudo? It's got a couple of female sprites who I believe are supposed to be Japanese wrestlers. I'm pretty sure like Riho is in here at some point. Is that it? Come on, you're not even gonna ask her to come with us? Nah. I mean, a fan like her, a wrench like me. Puh. And here I thought you were ranking up. Oh well. James! I've never been to Malibu Heights. And I've suddenly found myself without responsibility here. Is this your way of asking me if I have a spare accommodation? Precisely. For a van or a girl? Sure. Great. Guess this means I'm coming too. Now we've got the van and the girl. This van still owes me money. Nah, you're thinking of Reiko. Yeah, Reiko, because her alter ego is Rowdy Reiko, and it's one of the few times that game gets the heel face mechanic thing right. Where is the question marker? Yeah, because I really want to go and get this car thing done. And then maybe go and do the, like, plot mission. Where is Clarence Buddick? Where? Dick Laurent is dead. Oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. Don't go there yet. Let's see what this next map says, and then maybe we'll head up and just continue with the plot. I don't even remember. Game says we're going up. I don't even remember, like, specifically whose car it is that we have to find and fix. So let's just go to the Thunderdome and continue on. That's why it asks you if you want to save. Because if you just go do that fight again, you'd have to do it without your stuff. Ah, tap the temple. Very smart. Attention, citizens. I mean, hello, Warpmark Junction. I order you to be entertained this evening. Psst, how am I doing? Just great. Now wrap it up with that big intro. Prepare your body for excitement as you witness the unscripted return of Meltdown. Like a bolt from the blue, I'm gonna shock you. Psst, Lamrock, how am I doing? Wow, excellent job, sir. Not rusty at all. Newcomer, how will you respond? Meltdown! Shouldn't you be named Letdown, you overweight disappointment? Smack Talk distribution is complete. Commence slammage. Oh, is this gonna be like a Pokemon Gym Leader fight? Because that was a pretty hype intro that I don't recall seeing before. Oh! Oh no! Remember, guys, we want to get him pumped up so he charges the whole city and reactivates the bridge to Malibu Heights. Oh no! All I could do is generate hype in this match. I can't do anything. Because, like, all of this stuff is going to generate hype. And if I attack him with my arm, it's going to generate hype. Oh, no. Well, what I think we're gonna do is I'm gonna go to the desktop. Yeah, take that. Because now I can equip something less shocking. And then hopefully lose hype that way. Also, I can flub the intro dialogue, because that way I won't get as much hype coming into the... That seems like a really unfair way of doing this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the idea is you've got to do the good smack talk, because then you get the hype. And then the game's like, no, actually, you need to swing it so far the other way, player. You know what, Crawley? You're not wrong. Who's gonna win? Probably one of Hogan's mates, you know? So, by which I mean just Hogan. There it is. Alright, let's equip. Yeah, let's equip that with you. You can have the Shakenator again. Hopefully this will be a little bit better for this here match. Yeah? Yeah. Let's find out. Attention citizens and all the rest of these things. Right. Okay. I'm gonna send you back into orbit, amigo. Smack Talk distribution is complete. Commence damage. Alright, there we go. Now, I believe we're gonna be coming into this on like an even playing field. So it will be a lot easier to lose the required amounts of hype. Apparently not. Apparently I'm just up here being the coolest guy who ever lived. No, we have to get him hyped up so he remembers and recharges the bridge. Well, what do you want me to do, muchacho man? There's not a great deal that I can. What? To heal 150,000 hit points? I know what we can do. We can botch our special attacks. Because that way... Grab an enemy, power up. Yeah, the only thing I can do is, like, use items and fail my dance lessons, because... Otherwise, this guy is just going to generate too much hype with his attacks. That's... What an awkward fight. This is amazing. I miss this so much. I feel my power growing. Thankfully, I feel as good as I did before my injury. Injury? Yes, the injury that ended my career. Did you take a tall fall from the turnbuckle? No, it didn't even happen in the ring. Alright, two more turns should do that. Yep, there we go. One more turn did that. What do you mean it didn't happen in the ring? Backstage after the match, I was jumped by some goons. They mangled my articulated joints, left peanuts everywhere as a message. Elephant! Oh, and now I can get to that one bridge and leave. Because I couldn't do that before. Meltdown, you did it! You powered the whole town! You don't have to keep them throttled, you had it in you all along! I did? But how will I control them? You don't have to. Be a good leader and show them responsibility, not tyranny. You're right. I need to flick the switch. But what about our battle? I say we at least give him a good show, now that we don't have to worry about you getting hyped up. And now it's the actual fight. Alright, speaking of getting hyped up, I'll show you the dance moves, my man. I really hope I get this right now. Immune to stun. Doesn't matter. I got super hyped up. Why am I suddenly not generating infinite hype with my attacks like I was before? Like, why did that only give me 3 and not 24? Like previously? What is happening in this game? I don't know. Oh yeah, get hype for that. Get hype for standard strikes. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oof, I may be on the ropes, but I've never felt so alive. Ropes or no, that crowd is cheering for you, muchacho. Muchacho man, thank you for saving me and our city. Here, I want you to have this. That flex capacitor. Now go and shock that evil elephant. I think I might have worked out how all these storylines are gonna converge. I think that the Bucks are gonna get to Malibu Heights and be like, yes, Mr. LF Font, we certainly did. Mr. Elephant, I certainly respect you in the ring, and I'm grateful for this chance to wrestle with you, sir. And then we're gonna show up and be like, you're the bad guy. You were the devil all along. And then that is where our confrontation takes us. And we have to fight each other from there. That's what I'm thinking. Man, I'm missing something. I am absolutely missing something here. Because, it says that the way that question mark block is moving around, that tells me it is, like, part of this map. Specifically in, like, here. I need to get to the helipad or something like that. But I don't see a way in. Can't recharge my ship for another week. Got some masks. Can I get up there from down here? I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to find out. I'll give it another, like, little once over, maybe. And then we will give up is what we'll do, and continue on with the plot. Because to be fair, we have got a couple minutes left to go. So okay. I think I've got it. That's not what I thought I had to do. But, oh, just... This is an area I haven't been, so here's some stuff. Let's go grab that stuff. Jump boots. See, we're going back to Max Moon already. That's how that goes. Well, beat me down and call me a red shirt. You've done it. I've got to make space tracks to get to my kid's game on time. But here, take this. Thanks again. I don't know that I should have done that, chat. That certainly was something villainous. Okay, let's maybe move on. I'll bet you I can't use that. Right, so first off, you can have that back. You can have that back. Huh. Oh yeah, there you go, villain cape. Worn by sci-fi sorcerers, increases talent and charisma, must have negative karma. Why would I do that when I've got this cool Lego parrot that just eats attacks? I am invincible. That's what you want. Thank you. You're the best. Oh, I remember this. I remember having trouble navigating in this area. Also, I see that message on the screen. Wasn't the Portable Ops cameo from Rumble Roses not canon? It was just a character who showed up? I don't know. Thank you again for your hospitality.
Thank you, Senor Logan, for returning my husband to me. Here, we want you to have this.
Is this some of that famous Luchador family cooking I heard so much about?
See, it has the power to perk up even the sleepiest beasts. Or the darkest spirits.
Are you sure you must go, my friend? We are going to have a huge celebration at my home. We'd love to stay, but duty calls. We're continuing our feud with grad school. I understand, my friend. I remember those crazy PAW work schedules. My goodness, I do not miss those days. Not now, being a father. You're a good wrestler, Luchador, and a good man. Fish. Speaking of species, are you ready to go, my moose cousin? Yeah, but, where are we going? Tropical Dream. It's up north, near the mountains that lead to the glory fields. Plus, there's no boat this time, so we'll have to hoof it. Which shouldn't be a problem for you, I'm guessing. Oh, ha ha ha. Wait up! That felt like it was unnecessarily bitchy. Brink, did you just take a shot at your brother? That is uncool. I'm a little worried that I may have missed Lapaka joining my team. If he can. I don't know. I'm really hoping I get Lapaka on my team. He's the coolest one. And you'd think, because again, we found the big venerated statue, but maybe he's just there to be like, hey, do you know who's cool? That guy. And he is. Well, I am going to head to the world map. And when we get... Do you know what? I would fully believe that Lapaka is too cool for me. Too cool is too cool for me. I don't got to hang out with them either. I would have liked to. They were my boys. But, I guess not. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get to the world map. I'm gonna find where we're gonna go. Game's gonna crash. Game's gonna crash. Game's not gonna crash. I'm gonna save now that I'm here so the game does not crash. And then we're gonna go and finish up and raid someone. Yes, indeed, we are. Who? I don't know. Oh, that's why that was happening. I'm like, man, my bitrate was kind of low today. What's going on with that? Well, I had Salty Bet running in the background this whole time. Don't mind me. It's all good. It's all fine. We're gonna go and raid Moz, because Moz is one of the people who got me into like making video game related content in the first place. I believe Moz uses gender neutral pronouns. Don't quote me on that. Don't be surprised I'm wrong. But yeah, no, Moz is like one of the OGs, and like they are why I do this. So let's go say hello to them. They are playing some Lethal Company and other stream content. Cool. Join me tomorrow about 5:30ish. We're gonna do the tier list breakdown of the year / breakdown like as a person. That's a joke, not really. And until next time, goodbye.